Once upon a time, at the edge of a deep forest, there lived a poor woodcutter with his 2 children, Hansel and Gretel. They were kind and cheerful, and their father loved them dearly. But their new stepmother was unkind and selfish.
There's not enough food in this house. Those children eat too much.
The poor woodcutter worked hard every day, not knowing that his wife was growing more cruel in her heart. That night, Hansel couldn't sleep. From the next room, he heard his stepmother whisper angrily,
Tomorrow I'll take those children deep into the forest and leave them there. Then there'll be more food for me.
Hansel's eyes widened. He stayed quiet, not wanting to wake Gretel. When the house grew still again, he crept outside and saw the moonlight shining on the ground. He picked up a few white pebbles and slipped them into his pocket.
These will lead us home.
Then he went back to bed and waited for morning. Early the next morning, the stepmother called sweetly,
Come, children. Let's go for a walk in the forest. We'll pick some berries for supper.
Hansel quietly slipped his hand into his pocket and held the small pebbles. He and Gretel followed their stepmother deep into the woods. Now and then, Hansel looked back and dropped a pebble on the path behind him.
Why do you keep looking back, Hansel? I'm just watching the little white bird that's following us.
At last, they reached a big tree.
Stay here, children. I'll come back soon.
But she didn't come back. As the forest grew darker, Gretel began to cry.
We're lost! Don't worry. When the moon rises, the pebbles will shine. We'll find our way home.
When night came, the silver light touched the path, and the pebbles sparkled brightly. Hand in hand, Hansel and Gretel followed them all the way back to their little cottage. Days passed, and the family's food ran out again. The stepmother grew more bitter and angry.
Those children are eating us out of the house. Tomorrow I'll take them even deeper into the forest.
When their father went out to work, she locked the door so Hansel couldn't go outside. That night, Hansel whispered to Gretel,
Don't worry, I'll find another way.
Before they left the next morning, Hansel took a small piece of bread and broke it into tiny crumbs. As they walked, he dropped them quietly along the path. They went farther and farther into the woods until the stepmother told them to rest again under a large tree.
Stay here, children. I'll come back for you soon.
But she never came back. When they tried to follow the trail home, the crumbs were gone.
Where are the crumbs, Hansel? The birds must have eaten them.
The forest was silent. The children were lost once more. Hansel and Gretel wandered through the forest for a long time. They were tired, hungry, and frightened. The tall trees whispered above them, and the wind rustled through the leaves. At night, they slept close together under a big tree, trying to keep warm. When morning came, they walked again, hoping to find a path or a kind soul to help them. By noon, their legs ached and their stomachs rumbled. Then suddenly, a sweet smell drifted through the air.
Hansel, do you smell that? It smells like cake. Yes, maybe someone is baking nearby.
They followed the smell through the trees until they came to a bright clearing. and there stood a tiny house made entirely of candy. The roof was chocolate, the windows were sugar, and the walls were gingerbread.
It's beautiful. I'm so hungry. Let's just take a little piece.
The children broke off tiny bits of the wall and began to nibble happily. As Hansel and Gretel nibbled on the sweet candy walls, the door of the little house creaked open. An old woman stepped out, leaning on a stick. Her eyes looked kind, and her voice was soft.
Well, well, who's eating my house?
Hansel and Gretel froze.
I'm sorry. We were hungry.
Poor children, come inside. There's plenty of food for you.
The house smelled of cinnamon and sugar. A warm fire burned in the corner, and the table was filled with milk, bread, and cakes. Hansel and Gretel ate until they were full. Their eyes grew heavy, and soon they fell fast asleep. The old woman stood beside them, her smile fading. She was not kind at all. She was a wicked witch who lured children with her candy house. When Hansel woke the next morning, he wasn't in the cozy bed anymore. He was inside a small wooden cage. The old woman stood before him, but now her eyes were sharp, and her smile had vanished.
Ha! You thought you could eat my house and run away? I'll fatten you up, boy. Then you'll make a fine meal.
Gretel gasped and tried to help, but the witch snapped her fingers.
And you, little girl, will cook and clean for me. Feed your brother well. I want him plump and soft.
Every morning, the witch told Hansel to stretch out his finger so she could see if he was growing fat. But clever Hansel found a thin chicken bone on the floor and held it out instead. The witch's eyes were weak, and she grumbled.
Still so skinny? Humph. I'll wait one more day.
Days passed, and Gretel's heart grew heavy with fear. She wanted to save her brother, but she didn't know how. One morning, the witch lost her patience.
That's enough waiting. Fat or thin, I'll cook him today. Gretel, light the oven.
Gretel's hands shook as she gathered the firewood.
Come here, silly girl. See if it's hot enough.
I don't know how. Could you show me?
The witch leaned forward, muttering angrily. And in that moment, Gretel took a deep breath and pushed her hard into the oven. The witch screamed once, and then everything went silent. Gretel slammed the door shut and ran to Hansel's cage.
It's over, Hansel! You're free! You did it! Gretel, you saved us both!
The two children held each other, trembling, free at last. As they looked around, they found a chest full of gold and jewels. The witch's treasure, Hansel said in wonder. Let's take some for father. They filled their pockets and followed the sunlight through the forest. The trees seemed brighter now, and birds flew ahead, showing them the way. At last, they saw their little cottage. Their father ran out, tears in his eyes.
Hansel, Gretel, my children, you're alive!
He hugged them tightly, overjoyed. Hansel opened his hands to show the shining jewels.
We're home, Father, and we'll never be poor again.
The wicked stepmother was gone, and peace returned to their home. From that day on, Hansel, Gretel, and their father lived happily ever after, together, safe and full of love.